And the internal combustion came in, and then trucking, and then steam gradually. This is the last days of steam. This is probably one of the very last steam vehicles produced in America, isn't it?
This technology does represent that. The Union Pacific we still run the last locomotive we bought, the UP-844. But this class of locomotives, there were 25 ultimately built, designed in the late 1930s. This one was built in November of 41. But it does represent the last gasp of steam.
Right.
And they ran for 17 years.
Yeah. And the nice thing about steam is it'll pretty much run forever. You know, I've got some steam vehicles I enjoy. You can leave them sit for 25 years, put water in them, get the fire going, and you go, you know. Try that with a mid-90s car with a computer, and, you know, unless you got that little relay box, whatever, it's never going to run again. Whereas this, it's all just hand labor, isn't it? There are no tiny parts in this thing either.
Not really, yeah. all the parts you can see, I mean, look at the size of the wrenches you need for some of those nuts and bolts. But for what it is, it's actually quite delicate in that it runs like a Swiss watch.
Right.
And the seat of your pants finesse, I'm sure you experience that with your Doble or any of the other manual cars. This locomotive is a very fine running machine.
And there's nothing like the power of steam. We know we're used to engines where you have to rev them up and you need a transmission to be able to move them because they don't have the power to move on their own, so they got to go through a series of gears. I always call this the hand of God. It's like this. You're just being pushed down the road.
Yes.
And this weighs, how much does it weigh?
This is 600 tons, Jay.
600 tons.
Yes.
And it pulls away like nothing, doesn't
it? Yes, it's equivalent to 3 of those locomotives you see back there.
Right.
So this represents the combined weight of 3 of those big modern, we call it an SD70, 3 of those.
And how much weight can this haul, can it pull?
Not getting into the too much nuts and bolts, but they were said to pull a train 5 miles long on flat ground.
Really? 5 miles long?
5 miles long.
That's the guy I'm always stuck behind.
That's right. And in the context of our traffic today, we run a lot of traffic. That's efficient. The big boy was designed to haul more cars to do the job more efficiently. Back before that, we had to use multiple locomotives. That process was called double heading.
Right.
The big boy solved the problem and eliminated the need for that second engine and all the associated costs with that. So the big boy was able to take more tonnage up the grade.